I've been digging through my old guitar magazines, and this is actually June 2001 guitar magazine, and it had a piece with one Wes Borland of Limp Bizkit. And so this is from 2001, June of 2001, Guitar World magazine. And he had just released the Big Dumb Face album. Do you remember that at all? So he after this was like after Limp Bizkit kind of was fizzling out a little bit because I think it was 2001. So there was like a side project at the time that he put out called Big Dumb Face. It's almost like what Patton had with Bungle. It's like when you look back at like the history of like Bungle and Faith No More, there's no way in hell Bungle would have got a record deal if Patton hadn't gotten a deal with Faith No More and like help them kind of like parlay that, right? So it's kind of like I think the similar situation here. But what's cool about this is they basically ask Wes Borland to like program, and this was back in, remember, 2001 pre iPods, to program a playlist of some of his favorite songs and then talk about each of them. And I didn't get every single one, but I grabbed all kind of like the best ones. There's still gunshots outside.
That one I think I heard.
Yeah, maybe someone's practicing. I don't know.
It's fireworks.
Yeah, I'm not that worried about it.
Until bullets start flying.
Until something comes whizzing through my
get down
window. Yeah, then I might be like,
they finally bust you for your.
If you guys see me keel over during the stream, you know what happened.
John Wick fucking comes.
So anyway, this is pretty cool. It's just him talking about a couple different songs, but let me read the intro. So I wanted to put out something. This is him talking about the project. So this is what he's promoting in the magazine. I wanted to put out something that I really liked a lot and was completely different from what was going on in popular music today. Guitarist Wes Borland says of his Limp Bizkit side project, Big Dumb Face, and its debut album, Duke Lion Fights the Terror, on Flip Geffen. So that's what I was saying, is like it got put out through his label with Limp Bizkit. There are lots of underground bands whose music is in the same ballpark as Big Dumb Face, but none of them have a member who also plays in one of the world's most popular bands. So I thought, what if I try and plant this seed in the mainstream? What will happen? Whether you love or loathe Limp Bizkit, any preconceived notions of what you think the Big Dumb Face album sounds like are probably wrong. Imagine a Pantera record where they've been guzzling caffeine for 28 days straight and Phil Anselmo is tanked up on helium. Or perhaps an ambient record made by grindcore crazed space aliens who make Rob Zombie sound like Karen Carpenter. The record, on which incidentally Borland plays all the instruments, is a brilliant effort that compresses so many ideas into each track. It's like some super encoded musical computer program ready to be sprung on an unsuspecting public. Both the album and Borland's 60 Minutes choices confirm that he is stimulated by music that is totally and unusually original. I just get really annoyed with people who copy and it's the same shit over and over again. And I get annoyed that it's impossible not to do that. I do it all the time, he admits. So in my search for originality, the only thing I could think of doing was to bombard myself with so many of my favorite musicians that it would all start to blur, and I would eventually reach the point where I wasn't copying anyone anymore, or where I was just fooling everyone by copying so many people at once, or maybe just learning. Wes notes that those trying to find the storyline on his Intense album should check out the pictures and lyrics printed on the inside. But for the best insight into Borland's tastes and the sounds of Big Dumb Face, just check out his 12 remarkable 60 Minutes choices. So I don't have all 12 of them because some of them, frankly, were kind of boring, but I have most of them for you here. So the first one's book 1, page 23 from Fantomas, the first Fantomas record. This is the project of Faith No More's Mike Patton, and the lineup is incredible. It's Buzz Osborne of the Melvins on guitar, former Slayer drummer Dave Lombardo, and Trevor Dunn from Mr. Bungle on bass. Patton sort of sings, and none of it is in English. It's all just gibberish and vocal noise. They experiment with making sounds by doubling vocals in another instrument or playing guitar and a cymbal in a repetitive pattern. It's all done very intricately. The album has 30 tracks called Page 1 through 30. This track has a really driving kind of ballistic sound to it, really out there. So the whole point of this was like each thing was like a comic book frame or something like that. But I remember when this came out, it was like Patton's post Bungle kind of thing.
Okay.
And it like like I said, with Wes Borland, he's kind of imitating Patton, I think, a little bit with his side project. Awesome sounds by Ween. It's got this weird distorted bassy keyboard sound that gives it a slow, good drive, and the vocalist is cracking up as he's singing it, which automatically makes you laugh. Plus, there's some pitch shifting going on with the vocals and some of the instruments. In fact, I think they just recorded it fast and slowed it down a little bit. Just a really funny song. Ween is actually low-key pretty good. Like, I didn't like them when I first heard them, but they're actually pretty cool. They do a lot of like kind of interesting stuff.
I'm gonna start a band called Weenus.
There's a band called Wheatus, W-H-E.
I've heard of them. That they have that song that's like I'm just
Teenage
a
Dirtbag.
teenage-" Yeah.
Listen to Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
So here you go, Mysterons by Portishead. They're just the gloomiest, darkest, most melancholy band. They use trip hop beats, but the singer is very influenced by Billie Holiday. Everything's recorded trebly like an old record to where it sounds like a really low frequency bass. It's just great mood music. I started listening to them about 7 years ago when I was working in an all-night coffee shops, and I had this super gothic, sad girlfriend. So this album was just me then. It matched my mood. Now I just like Portishead for themselves.
Nice.
Pantera, Cowboys from Hell.
Hell yeah.
From the opening guitar line, this was the heaviest thing anybody had ever heard. It was their intensity. I think the fact that Phil Anselmo was not both playing guitar and singing like James Hetfield or Dave Mustaine allowed him to be wild on stage and become a really intense frontman. I never really thought about that, but this is a great point.
Yeah.
This is where thrash kind of branched out from like just the like guys with guitars standing in front of mics a little bit more, you know. When they perform, he would be stage diving and the whole vibe felt very punk rock. They were wearing jams and loose baggy clothes and no shirts. None of them looked like your standard tight jean metal guys. Be Aggressive by Faith No More. Another Patton include. This whole song is really demented with a great funky live organ sound and lots of wah-wah guitars. The whole chorus is a cheerleading squad doing the Be Aggressive chant. I was watching a thing about Angel Dust the other day and the recording of Angel Dust and how the reasons Jim Martin left Faith No More and him and Patton didn't get along. It was interesting. Like him and Patton did not like each other.
Okay. How did he say why?
There was a lot about like they were saying how Jim Martin was like the most macho guy in the band.
Yeah.
And they didn't like a lot of his ideas were just kind of standard metal stuff. And so I think he kind of felt like pushed out a little bit when Patton came in and they started experimenting more with like, because it was when they recorded what's it called? King for a Day that he finally like left the band or they kicked him out because he didn't like the direction they were going.
Okay.
But anyway, it was interesting. Jerry Was a Race Car Driver by Primus is Wes's next choice. I've never seen anyone treat a bass like they do on this song. When I first saw Primus on MTV Headbangers Ball, everything was about being heavy metal and fast and having long hair. When this video came on, it was a ray of light. Nobody had really thought of using the bass as a lead instrument, and here was Les Claypool slapping a fretless. The noise coming out of these three guys was incredible. Primus are beyond original.
You drunk so goddamn fast. Never did win no checker flags, but it never did come in last.
And this is the last Wes pick. Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. When this song hit, I was a junior in high school and ready for something new to happen. I think everybody was. He's a little bit older than me. It's a new classic for sure. It's already been redone so many times. Tori Amos has a great version of it. The Melvins have a terrible version of it, not because of them, but because they have Leif Garrett singing on it, and he does it so badly. Finally, here was a song that just wasn't too hard to learn, that was just so aggressive and in the present. I was just floored. Nirvana was singing about stuff that was right there, present day stuff that was going on right then. Very few kids in high school know what underground music is. Where are they going to hear it? Suddenly here was this like new universe coming at you on MTV and on your local radio. And it was like, yeah, why didn't we know about this before? So there you have it. Wes Borland's picks for great
Yeah.
songs.
I can hear that. Even just in Limp Bizkit's like style of guitar playing.
Yeah, he's definitely one of the factors that gives them a unique edge that they probably would not have.
Because it's not all just jun 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 jun. I mean, like
Yeah.
some of the heavy parts are, but like the the clean parts are.
And especially because they have a rapper, there's definitely a tendency to do dun dun wee riffs a lot. You know, dun dun wee dun, and they don't do that a lot. So